going to think 5 times, okay? So we're going to go the front of our hands for 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Switch over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making sure we're getting into the crevices in between our fingers. Then we move to our thumb 5 times. 5 times on the other side. Then we're going to go in between our fingernails on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finish off with our wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Voila. Perfect. On the other side. Great. And now if you use that alcohol gel and wash your hands as normal. So remember your 5 technique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Together.
3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good.
Super. Now, so these are the germs I'm going to pop on first.
Good. Yeah.
Well done. And switch
A little
over.
bit missing there. Okay, so that was the someone probably the better.
Super. So this is your alcohol hand gel, and then you're going to wash your hands. Great. Well done. And remember 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A little bit on this side. See here? That's
And then your thumb.
good there. Good. All right. Good
5.
job.
Thumb. And then together. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrist. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrist. 2, 3, 4, 5. Super. Over.
Check to see with the light to see if you wash properly. So put your hands over like this.
Nice to visualize.
So here, you can see
Okay.
missed the area there. So good area here, but there's some areas that are missing.
So start with the front.
So on your wrist, on this hand, similar. Flip them over. Again. Okay. So this one good, but all the areas. Well done. A little bit maybe on the wrist, but good. Good job. All the air, very good. Flip them over. This side. Yeah, you got to check the back too. So well done. Good. And this side. Well done. Now a little bit missing here. Do you see that? See how just on here? There's a little bit missing. But overall, a little bit here. So you can see the difference there? Yeah. But well done. Good job. So good. Well done. Good. All the bits. Well done. Yeah. Good. Switch over. Good. A little bit. See here? A little bit missed. See there? A little bit missed here. Okay. Right. And a little bit there. Yeah. But overall, very good. Well done. Good job. Well
So some nice germs.
It is called a gel.
Germs.
Good job.
And turn over. So we will see if she misses the germs when she washes her hands with the glow gel.
Yeah.
So that's a powder.
Ready?
Good. Well done.
Okay.
Great job.
And now flip over. Yep, well done. 5 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wash your
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wash your
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
Wash
3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Missed a spot. Missed another. Missed one here. But that's okay. Good. Well done. So just that you see on the back. Just that one thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now your thumbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrist 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrist 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. So now you're going over to.
Well done. Very good. Good job. Good job. Well done. Okay, flip them over that way. Good. Good. Tiny little bit there, but great. Oh, there you go. That bit. A little bit missed, but overall, really good job. Well done.
I did a very good job.
Radial pulse. Okay. It's on the thumb side of your arm, just below your wrist. Okay. You can also feel a pulse up here. push over your artery, press down. You're basically pressing a vessel against your bone. That's what a pulse is. There's also a pulse in your neck. You feel it? Right? That's a good central pulse. So this is the one you should be able to feel. Okay? There's also a pulse in your leg, right in the groin area. That's called your femoral pulse. Okay? There's other pulses behind your knee and your lower legs. But really, here, and here would be the main ones, or sometimes on the legs. You can also, to feel a heart rate, okay? Everyone's like, no. Just putting your hand in your chest is a good thing where you'll feel the pulsation of the heart. Okay? Your heart is like this. So if you're just on your apex, it's kind of right here, right just below your left ankle. Okay? So pulse, very important. Okay? So when we're feeling a heart rate, what's normal? This gets a little bit tricky in children. Because in adults, the normal pulse is between around 70 to 110, something like that. Obviously, if you're really nervous because I'm up here like this, your pulse goes up. Okay? Or if you're falling asleep because I'm talking too long, your pulse goes up. Okay? So your pulse goes up and down, depending on if you're running, if you've got a temperature, things like that, or down if you're asleep. What makes kids a little bit different is that kids have a higher pulse rate the younger they are.
Yeah.
So babies, when they're born, have a pulse rate. If they have a pulse rate of 70, not good. They'd be sick. Their pulse rates are about 90, 100, up to about 160. Okay? And they get a bit older, it goes to about 80 to 120, and it goes down and down and down. So as you get older, your heart rate goes down. Okay? And that's important to know because obviously you need to know what's normal before you can know something's abnormal. We have this is a little pocket guide, and on it, we have a little guide just to help us. This is the heart rate in different age groups. Okay? Sorry, it doesn't project very well. I'll leave one up here. 0 to 3 months, 4 to 11 months, 1 to 4 years, 5 to 11, 12 plus years. What's normal? What's low? What's very low? What's high? What's very high? And that helps us because if you've got a sick child, sometimes it's a bit confusing and it's hard to know, is this normal? Is this not normal? You know, and sometimes you need a little aid. You know, this kid's 6 years old. What's normal in a 6-year-old? What's normal in a 12-year-old? Okay? Sometimes helpful to have. So, what's a high heart rate? What's that tension you need? High heart rate. Infection? Yeah. Anything else a high heart rate could be? Fear? Yeah, fear. Absolutely. So if they're anxious, they're going to be doing it. So a baby crying has a fast heart rate. Okay? So they could be anxious or fearful. They could be active. So a baby who's screaming, you're changing the nappy or something like that, their heart rate's going to be a bit faster. Okay, so fast heart rate, 40 to 60. Okay, newborn baby, 40 to 60 breaths every minute. So they're kind of going. But they're smiling, they're happy, and they're breathing like that. That's normal, okay? So what you want to know is, but if they're breathing 90 times a minute, that's a sign that they're trying to get rid of carbon dioxide or get more oxygen in, or that they've got an infection they're trying to get rid of, right? It's affecting their breathing. So a fast breathing, and again on the so a fast breathing rate, but also a slow breathing rate, okay? So a slow breathing rate similarly means that you might have, again, you've been breathing fast, and then you slow down, you don't have any reserve. That's a very poor sign. So slow is almost always potentially worse than fast, all right? But it might be that they have an infection. So if you have a temperature and a fast heart rate and a fast breathing rate, probably a chest infection. You might have seen that with COVID. Lots of people with COVID, that's what happens. They have symptoms from the chest. Their heart rates are a bit faster, they're breathing a bit faster, they're trying to work. But also not only the number or the rate, but how much work they're doing to breathe. Okay? So every single person here is breathing comfortably. Just nice, but you don't even know you're breathing. If you're breathing and you have to make a huge amount of effort to breathe, that's a sign. And in kids, it's actually easier to spot that in adults, because in kids, they use all their muscles to help them breathe. So they use what we call the accessory muscles. So their tummy, you'll see something in their chest. You'll see up here, their trachea, they use the neck muscles. So you see their neck, kind of that type, okay? And in between their ribs, so kind of the muscles in between your ribs, you those ribs, the nice ribs. So the muscles between the ribs, they kind of retract in and out, okay? That's a sign if there's not only a fast breathing rate, but a huge effort of breathing. That's a sign that it's a sick child that they're breathing from. Okay? And this, what I'm telling you now, we taught yesterday at the course with the doctors and nurses. Okay? How do you assess for a breathing problem? How do you assess for a circulation problem? The breathing problem, exact same things. You look for the effort of breathing. You look at the breathing rate. Okay? And so, breathing. Any other signs or symptoms or if you've got one of these, you can actually listen to see, oh, actually there's a breathing problem on the right-hand side. Well, there's not much air getting into the lungs over here, but it's fine over here. Okay, that's six things you can do. So, breathing, heart rate, temperature. Blood pressure, yeah, okay. Blood pressure, look it up, okay? It's fine for me, but blood pressure is, I can't do this. This is tough. It won't work on a 1-year-old. Okay? It will work on a 5-year-old. You need a smaller cup. Okay? So the other thing is to measure it. We use a CPR. Okay? So some of your children who have a lot of learning difficulties and are nonverbal, that is a very, very scary thing for them to undergo. So you need to be careful that you're checking it appropriately. And what? And good breathing. The other thing is a low blood pressure is a very late sign of a sick child. So if you have a low blood pressure, that is definitely something. In a sick child, you see a low blood pressure, definitely something that needs to be escalated to senior health, to a doctor or to the hospital. But it's very difficult. It's something that can be done, okay? But not available widely and sometimes not very accurate. So blood pressure, heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, temperature. Oxygen saturation. Yeah. That's it. Okay. So this is oxygen saturation. Sometimes you hooked up. This is just a portable one. That's going to show my socks here. Leave it on for about 20 seconds, and I'll tell you how much oxygen, indirectly, how much oxygen is going in your blood supply. Okay? So a normal oxygen level in a child or an adult or anyone is above 95. Okay? So any number, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100 is normal. Okay? If it's less than 95, first make sure it's on and it's not, okay, for the child's breathing, because it has to have a still person to read it for another period of time. But if it looks a child's color looks poor and the oxygen saturations are low, again, they might need oxygen. they're not getting enough oxygen in their body to go to their organs. And obviously, it's important to get oxygen to your brain, to your heart, to your muscles. That's a sign. So at low oxygen levels, if you have an oxygen saturation, again, it's a sign of a very sick child. We would always recommend, they need oxygen. And obviously, you probably don't have oxygen here. So then, they need oxygen. That's something you need to call an ambulance, or get them to an emergency department or your local healthcare center. Because the longer you keep them without oxygen, the sicker they're going to get. Okay? Oxygen is something that, in general, in most places, there's somewhere semi-local that can supply that. You might not always have somewhere that can supply fancy medications, but most places will have oxygen. And it's a very good medication. This is obviously for a little bit of an older child, but Daddy's got.
What general like this potentially is sticking around here. You can visit one of the monitors, it'll light up red and it's working. And it will also give you your oxygen. Keep it on fingers or toes or hands, feet, depending on the size of each child.
So child or an infant, you basically go the middle of the chest, okay? Between the two nipples. For an adult, you would go 2 hands. A younger child, you might go 1 hand. An infant, sometimes you call a thumb technique, where you put your hands underneath the baby and you use your thumbs. What you're trying to do is get good compression. You're basically squeezing the heart to pump the blood around the body, okay? You want it at a rate of around 120 compressions every minute, okay? And 120 compressions is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, okay? 120, so 2 a second, those compressions. You want to go at least a third of the depth of the chest, okay? So it's not past it, go down, okay? As a single rescuer on your own, the thumb encircling technique, okay? So you put your hands underneath the child, and you're compressing the same spot at the same rate, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay? You keep going until help comes. Okay? This can actually get some oxygen and some blood flow to the brain and to the body. The only time it doesn't happen is when somebody goes 1, 2, 3. Oh, here, I need some help. Come over here. 4, 5. Oh no, where's the thing? What's going on? 7. You need continuous compressions, okay? Alright. Or 1 hand. Depending on your size, depending on the size of the child.
In the femorals here, can't feel any pulse. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to look at the chest, looking for the chest, going up and down. I'm going to listen and feel for any breathing. Can't feel anything. Help, help, I need some help. And then I start my compressions. Okay?
The first things to do when you have somebody choking in front of you, no matter what their age, is try not to panic. The best defense against choking is a cough. Their own natural cough. Okay? If you have a mother like mine and you start to choke in front of her and you're coughing and spluttering and can't talk, she goes, oh. That's not helpful, is it? But it's natural. We want to go and help. So it's really important to know when to help and how to help. So if somebody is effectively coughing, let them cough. With your choking instances that you've described, did they cough and recover? Most of them? Yes, because they cough it up. So you have, even when you breathe out, you have a little pocket of air in the bottom of your lungs that can be forced out to create that cough. Cough is powerful. We learned about cough since COVID. We saw respiratory droplets, didn't we? They go far. That's force. And that force, natural force, is hopefully enough to remove that object and clear the airway, and they can recover. If they are not coughing effectively, if they're getting quieter, if their colour is changing, you need to step in. So the guidelines are really important. So number one, try not to. Number two, decide if you need some help. Number three, shout for help. Okay? It's always good to have somebody near you, but don't leave the child. Infants are delicate, and this, what I'm about to do, doesn't look delicate, but if you do it carefully and safely, you should not do any harm. So if your infant is coughing and choking and you want to step in and help, we're going to do this to protect the airway. So protecting the airway means holding the jaw and not the neck. So you've got to have your hand on the infant's jaw. Okay? You're going to lean them forwards with their head down so that gravity can help you. Okay? Now, the books will show you to do it down your arm, but babies, by the time they're choking, they're usually quite big. My arm is not strong enough. So you can sit and have them across your knees, okay? Or if they're really big, you can put them on the side of the table to hold them like this. For now, so you can see me, I'm going to stand up. Okay? I'm holding the chin, not the neck. The child has their head downwards, and I'm going to use the heel of my hand to deliver a back blow. Up between the shoulder blades, so those big strong bones up here, so that's up where the lungs are, but the bones will protect the lungs. So I'm doing 5 of those. I'm looking down here to see each time if something's forced out of the lungs, and I'm giving just enough time so that I can pause and hear if the child can inhale air. If that doesn't work, I need to turn the infant over, and now I'm going to do chest thrusts. You've just done chest compressions. They're hard, they're fast. These are slightly different. You're going to use 2 fingers on the center of the chest, just like you did before, and you're going to push down. So I'm doing 5 of those. Sharp thrusts. Remember that pocket of air we talked about? We're going to use that air to expel the object. So we did this up to 5 chances. If that doesn't work, we turn the baby over and we do 5 more back thrusts. I pause between each one because I don't need to do all 5 if it comes out. 5 on the back, 5 on the front, 5 on the back, 5 on the front. That's the cycle for as long as the baby is trying and struggling. So if your baby becomes unresponsive, everything changes. Put the baby down on the table, shout for help again, and you do your basic life support. Okay? Because remember when you did check, pause, compress? When you checked the baby, if they were unresponsive, you started your compressions when you called for help. So it's the same thing. So a conscious choking baby that is making effort, you start with up to 5 back blows and up to 5 chest thrusts, and you repeat the cycle. But if they lose consciousness, you switch to basic life support, check, call, compress. Does that make sense? Yes. Well done, you saved the baby. I'm going to be able to do this to them, okay? So you're conscious choking the child is making an effort, but you can't hear the sounds. They're very distressed. Sometimes they'll put their hands up, sometimes they will hit you and say, show you differently than they tell. I'm going to help you, don't worry, I'm going to help you, I'm here. They might be in a wheelchair, they might be in a fetal chair, they could be sitting on the ground, they could be standing in front of you. When you're helping them, you need to be above them and behind them, it's a little bit hard for me to be in front of a lot of people, and he doesn't have any legs. So what I would be doing is if he was standing, is letting him stand himself, lean forward a little bit, and I'd be helping him. He has no legs. So I'm going to put him on the chair. So he could be sitting, fine, he can sit. He's standing, fine, he can stand. We're going to lean him forward. Again, you're going to hold his chin, not his neck. Hold his chin. I'm going to help you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same. You see the similarities? Yeah. But nothing happened. I was looking here. Now I'll just go behind him a little bit, and I'm going to do what we call abdominal thrusts. Okay. You're nodding. Is this familiar? I'm going to show you where they go before I do it. So your abdominal thrusts are on the abdomen, but because we're trying to use the pocket of air in the lungs, we need to be close to the lungs. So we're going to go above the belly button, below the lungs, here. And we're going to try and impact this pocket of air, okay, by squeezing in and up. In and up to 5 times. So do you want to just find that position on yourselves? So it's under your ribs, down here. It's not comfortable. Part of the thumb is behind my tummy is the other. One hand over the top, and the movement is in and up. Hear my voice? In and up. Yeah? In and up. So there's a little bit of air being squeezed out of my lungs.